Make you smile knowing there's a lot of options on this racetrack when you go to strap in tomorrow.
Now we got the big wreck.
Big wreck with Todd Bodine into the wall.
And outside started working.
You could see Nelson just loses the front of his truck a little bit coming up off, or no, that's not the case.
No.
Wow. Todd looked like maybe pulled over a little bit.
That's what it looked like.
That's a tough view. I mean, we're looking at it from the side, so you can't really tell what line. Here will be a better shot.
View here. Let's see what happens.
Wow.
Looked like maybe Todd was going to pull down to draft off of Busher.
Yeah, he was just going to get a little bit of a sniff of air off Busher, and PK held his line.
Right along with Timothy Peters.
Maybe Nelson didn't expect this move from Todd, Phil, you think?
I'd say he definitely didn't expect it. It looked like Todd was just following Busher to draft off him. Here's going to be another good view right here. You see you move down and Todd moves down, and unfortunately Nelson already had his nose up there. Nelson had no idea that Todd was coming down.
Halfway point. They're being shown the cross flags. Kurt Busch, Nelson Piquet Jr., and the caution comes out. Problems in turn 4.
Oh, wow.
Big hit by Todd Bodine. Look at the back of that truck.
Oh, all by himself.
Yeah, all by himself.
Watch this thing. Couldn't hit it much squarer, could it?
Yeah.
Much more square.
Shorten that truck up by probably 2 feet.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, tough break for that Red Horse team. Real good break there, Jason.
Sideways goes the 11 of Todd Bodine.
John West got into the back of Todd Bodine off turn 2.
And they spread out down the back stretch. A lot of concrete back there, a lot of asphalt, so they have places to go.
Off turn 2.
It's going to be right side of your screen.
Oh, sideways.
He got loose underneath Todd and then had to move up the racetrack to catch it, and then he made contact with Todd.
Look at
How about Joey Coulter going through there?
And is that Parker Kligerman that slid through as well? Great job at 170 miles an hour.
Those two running 3rd and 4th when this happens.
He had such a huge run. Todd must have been out of the throttle there for just an instant.
Look at
Jay White turned hard left.
He's lucky that thing stayed straight. And you're right, Phil. All that pavement over there, back in the day, that was grass. And if you came off turn 2 and got loose, you were going for a ride.
James Busher, this is the view he had. Todd sliding down the back straightaway. And again, James Busher comes off that corner at 170 miles an hour, and he sees the truck sideways in front of him.
Just a mistake there by John West. He had a run, and he and Todd had worked so well together. It'd been probably wise for him just to roll off and maybe kept working with his buddy Todd. They were running 3rd and 4th. Oh, we got a sideways truck. What a save.
Save it. Back around.
Todd Bodine.
11 of Bodine. Back in front of the field.
2 behind. Clear.
Everybody backs it down. And it looks as though it's a one-truck incident.
Oh, he was
hard
loose.
enter in turn 3.
Loose from the beginning. And didn't he spin at Dover?
When he won earlier this year.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe that may be a good omen.
But we have to follow along.
Yeah.
Might be Todd's strategy.
And the best omen is nobody hit him.
Yeah, that's true. Look at the field that's bearing down on him. He's sideways, and he does a nice job of keeping it from going into the wall. Look at the job that Dakota Armstrong does. Wow. Around the top.
And Paul Hiraka as well. Ted Musgrave helping Paul Hiraka miss that incident.
I want guys, John West Townley spinning, Todd Bodine, a champion of the sport, spinning. They're on the edge, especially at this point in the race because the place is still hot. Right. They're wanting to go as hard as
away from him. And around goes Todd Bodine and Nelson Piquet Jr. Nelson Piquet Jr. into the wall. Down he gets to the 6 of Justin Lofton.
So Todd just tries to dive down in the side. Like we saw Hornaday do a couple times and get sideways. A lot of guys, Todd went somewhere where he couldn't hang on to his truck. And look at the damage off the wall. PK into the side of our point leader.
Battle for the 10th position. What was happening here as we see it once again.
Todd jumps to the bottom. Looked like he was pretty much up beside Justin.
Look at this young man, Kyle Larson. He just snakes his way through there.
Wow.
He said, they don't do this on a quarter mile. This is crazy out here.
Yep. See Cale Gale on the outside. Looks like Nelson Piquet. Oh, trouble in the middle of the straightaway.
Jason White involved in this one, as well as, I believe that's the 11 of Todd Bodine. Take another look.
Oh, no, Jason's just loose.
Just got sideways, caught it, but unfortunately, probably would have been okay if Todd had to come along, but Todd had to go somewhere.
And this year, that's been the story for Todd Bodine. He's been loose, sideways, and just unfortunate, wrong place at the wrong time so many different times. Watch him here.
Todd looked like he had a lane on the inside and did for a while, but Jason was just still trying to regain control. Here's Miguel Paludo's on board. You see Jason dead sideways. Miguel went all the way down to the bottom, got by before he came down there.
Well, he's got to start it off right here in the Truck Series. And big crash. Nelson Piquet Jr. and Timothy Peters. That will bring out. Well, right now we haven't seen the caution, but it is out, so that makes it official.
Oh, wow. 3 wide.
Yeah. See, Timothy Peters could not turn left because Johnny Sauter was there, and I don't think that Nelson Piquet Jr. realized that they were 3 wide. Maybe the spotter didn't tell him that they were 3 wide.
Look how hard those trucks hit. Look at all that sheet metal buckling. Great camera work, guys, showing the slow motion impact. It looks innocent enough, but darn, they hit hard.
They just jump up off the racetrack when they make contact with that outside.
All around, we've got spinning trucks. Timothy Peters backs it into the wall. One of our point contenders. Also involved, the 8 of Max Gresham. Let's take another look.
May have been some contact between the 8 of Gresham and the 17 of Timothy Peters.
Wow, did you see the job Johnny Sauter did? He slowed down to miss the truck. We saw John King watch the truck fly by Johnny Sauter. A couple of them. There goes John King late by Sauter.
Right along with Johnny.
Watch the job he does. He sees the wreck develop, and evidently John King couldn't see what was happening ahead.
See Gresham move up the racetrack. That initiated the contact.
Watch how fast these trucks go by on the bottom, and boom. Clobbers Timothy Peters.
Yeah, certainly a lot of damage to that 17 truck.
Watch this late contact by John King. Wham! Knocked him up in the air.
Launches that 17 into the air.
To stay at the front of this field.
Wow, this is intense action. Matt Crafton gets to the bottom. Look how tight things are.
And it's too tight and into the wall. Timothy Peters in the 17. 30 other trucks involved. The 77 of Vermont Quiroga.
Caleb Holman in the 75 truck.
Why would you gamble on potentially running out of fuel? Look at what happened.
See the Ford truck in the middle of that racetrack and the 75 came together. It looked like the 75 was coming down just a little bit, made contact with the 4 of Jeb Burton.
It looked like Jeb was trying to get into a hole in the 75 of Caleb Holman, said there's not a hole here, and that caused a crash. You can see how tight things are right there. Look, Jeb's right against John West Townley. 75 of Caleb Holman comes down onto Jeb.
Catches Timothy Peters, takes him and the 77 of Vermont Quiroga into the outside wall. Brendan Newberry with nowhere to go. How about Chris Fontaine, the 83? Looks like he got through there. Got another one around.
Spencer Gallagher, Timothy Peters, Jeff Burton all involved.
Gallagher took out Peters by getting loose on the bottom.
Hey, and you know, Spencer Gallagher started 6th. I mean, this kid came in with high hopes.
He just went in and didn't make the turn, didn't turn left. I don't know if when he first maybe turned for the corner, it got a little bit loose and he had to correct for it, but he just got in too hot or too sideways, one or the other. Let's see if we can see exactly what he does. You can see the 14 truck of Austin Dillon.
I think he was trying to give Austin a little bit of room, and then Timothy Peters was there.
Terrible.
Hard contact for the 23 of Spencer Gallagher.
On these new repavement tracks to run side by side, you can see Matt Crafton there.
Ooh, up the racetrack, and there's a wreck behind him. Timothy Peters is going to slam into the wall as well.
Well,
the 82 goes around. That's Sean Core.
There's Timothy Peters right there.
There's the damage to the front end of the 17. We saw him going around.
The reason, you know, Jeff, that angle he approached the tunnel with is going to make it hard to turn. But you can see Peters, he's down inside of Matt Crafton. He just loses his truck. Aerodynamically, that's a tough pass to make, whether the pavement is new or not. And you can see 2 big crashes.
Yeah, totally separate, too.
Right.
Timothy Peters' wreck had nothing to do with Paulie Haraka on Hornadays. He just got loose on the inside of that other truck, as we see happen so often. Paludo got a little piece of that. Then he did a nice job getting through there.
Trouble on the smoker. The 7 of John King into the wall, the inside wall, as they were going down the backstretch. Thunder Alley here at the Rock.
How tight it was off of turn number 2. Let's see if we can take a look at what happened. There he is. It looks like he just got a little bit sideways up off of turn number 2. Self-cleaning banked straightaway puts him in the inside wall.
That's our 3rd caution now.
Wow, that's early in the corner. Wonder if that could have been a replay of what almost happened to Hornaday. Maybe someone was under John King and they got together, because that's a little early, you would think, just to have
just to get loose.
Yeah, usually
getting in the corner.
Usually you get in okay, and the trouble was getting off, but he's just sideways.
Yeah, all by himself there. Yeah.
Wow, look at that truck behind him. What a great move.
Yeah. Right into the back of the slower trucks that
long in the 16th spot. Townley just got high on the outside and smashed into the outside wall. Oh, we got a spinner on turn 4. Matt Crafton ran into John a 360, but the wall got in the way. Aggressive move. He got into the back of John West and happened to hit him again and finally spun him all the way around. Watch as Crafton gets into the corner, hits him a couple times, and instead of letting him go, he just keeps hitting him. But then Townley messes up here by hitting the gas.
Made pretty significant contact with the outside wall.
Two, and they were both able to hang on to it, but look at all the ground Plutos.
Oh, look at Ty Dillon get loose and chase it all the way up the hill.
And around goes the 7 of John West Townley, right behind the 3. We saw the 3 of Ty Dillon get a little bit loose, and then Townley goes around.
In the clutches of the guys behind him, and I think that bunched up Ty Dillon. Ty gets sideways, hits Quiroga, and watch what Kyle Busch does. He cuts down on Joey Logano.
And that got Joey out of the throttle, and that chain reaction got all the way back to the 7 of John West Townley.
It might be fair to say that wreck started off turn 2.
Yeah.
And it took all the way to turn 4 for it to end.
Riding along with Kyle Busch.
Wow. He's just trying to avoid Ty Dillon and Herman Quiroga.
Span in front of you, check up, low, inside.
Bump drafting, and like you said, Phil, it all occurs on the straightaway. Ooh, it looked like Quiroga tried to get into a hole that Eric Jones wasn't sure was there.
Hard hit from Mason Mingus in that 15 truck.
Crazy thing is, we're talking lap 10 and 11. You just have to make sure that you understand where gaps are and that they're going to be there this early in the race.
Ryan Sieg swerved to the outside trying to get by, nowhere to go when Mingus came up in front of him.
Yeah, and hard contact with the 30. Let's take another look at it here. See the blue truck left side of your screen. You see him get sideways, get in the 15 of Mason Mingus, then go to the outside. Nowhere to go for Ron Hornaday or Ryan Sieg.
Around goes Herman Quiroga.
Let's see if he
turn 5.
If he can get it refired, that may not necessitate a caution flag. We stay green.
Well, this is such a momentum track because you're, watch out.
Quiroga sideways.
Into Kyle Busch. It looks as though contact with the wall, the 2 spin.
Lock her down,
Dives under him, and off turn 2, looked like Quiroga just got loose under Kyle, and when he tried to correct it, into the side of the 51 truck.
Yeah, a lot of damage to both of those Toyota trucks.
That's interesting because it was really tough for Armand to run underneath Hornaday like he did. He was able to pass that test, understand how to run under him and not make a mistake. That time, as soon as he drove up on Kyle, he lost it. You heard him come out of the gas and correct it. Now he's got it going again. Going to be some traffic come to the left. Let's listen down here in turn 1 and 2 and see what we can hear.
Just a slight tap, that's all it took. We didn't even hear the
150 laps of fun tonight in the desert. We are green at Phoenix International Raceway. And already damaged. Check it out. John West Townley and others. Herman Quiroga among those that got damaged before we even got the green flag, and already caution on the track. See what happened coming off of turn 4 to the green flag.
Look at him seize up there.
John West was just on the gas and they weren't ready to go yet. That's just a situation where that talk needs to happen well before the green flag flies. Reminding your driver, the spotter's job, to remind the crew chief, to remind the drivers that accordioning effects happen here. There's going to be chain reaction accidents on the front straightaway because you can't see, and that's exactly what happened.